together, and I agree with the lawyer, but what you're talking about getting beyond it, getting beyond what and what is going to be done to be able to get beyond it. Because I think that what all they want is answers.
Okay.
So if there's answers to be done,
Excuse me, they don't want answers. They want to be on this board, on the governing board. That's what they want.
We want to
They want to be on the governing board, and they have to get an excuse made. Well, it is true.
Well, it's not
It is
true.
true.
I'm
It is
telling
true.
you.
Admit it.
I'm
Admit it.
telling
You have
you.
said it in writing. You have stated it in writing. Why deny it now? You have stated it in writing.
Let her
You want
speak,
to
sir.
be on
Let
the
me
board.
finish.
Well, allow her to speak. Let's have some manners in this meeting.
Finish.
Public,
There
private,
was
or
a
whatever we
request,
categorize it.
there was an email sent out to everyone, asking for people who would be willing to volunteer to serve on this board. And yes, I responded to that as well as many other parents. Would you like to know why I was willing to volunteer? Because I see that this board is acting in non-compliance with the law. And therefore, those of us who are interested in the school operating and operating properly, are willing to step up to try to do something about it, to try to be part of this board for that purpose and that purpose only. If I were sitting there, for example, I wouldn't get a letter from CSO and then have a board meeting the next day and not even talk about it. Not even talk about it.
This is a school of choice. We chose to put our kids in this school. It's not because they couldn't go anywhere else or because they weren't accepted at other magnet programs. We chose this school
And I
for the
think
value that it
believe-
had.
Right, they believe in the school. So
And for the format,
what is
the
going to
way.
be done to be able to bridge the communication that's going on?
And how do we address the problems on the ground? The students,
On a day-to-day
the seniors,
basis,
the
when you
days
have
that we
kids
have to
coming home saying,
secure.
I don't want to go to school anymore, when you've had a child who has perfect attendance since the 6th grade.
Is there any possibility of the PTSA and the board working together on an action plan? Having an informal meeting to work together on steps to correct this, not through lawyers and not through the existing lawsuit, but a collaborative approach, let's get together, every Monday until we get this right and work on the issues?
Why not?
Exactly.
Iggy, you're the only board member here. I mean, really, listen. I have Manny, Mr. Alonso Porsche can say whatever he wants. He's not going to get me riled up. He's not going to get me upset. I'm too old and too tired already, but I'm going to continue. Iggy, why are you guys so opposed to having parents on the board? CSO recommends that parents be on the board. Why? Because we are the major stakeholders. I don't want to open my own school, and this is not your school. This is a public school. It's not anyone's school. It's all of our school. I don't have any interest in taking anything of yours. I've worked for what I have, and I'm happy. I live a humble life. I don't need anything else. I want my daughter to have the best educational experience ever. That's it. I've learned more about charter schools in this past year that probably many of you have. Let me finish, please.
Why would you tell your daughter and other kids in the school that the founder of the school is a crook if you thought that way? Explain that to me.
Why would I tell my daughter that you are a crook?
Yes, that I am a crook, that I am a thief.
My daughter told you that? My daughter told you that?
I said,
Where? When?
students in this school are saying that, and they're not saying it because I told them. They're saying it because you are spreading it around, and you are using the blogs to
I'm
spread
using
it
the
around.
blog?
What are you talking
Listen,
about?
listen,
We really
mister,
honestly
I want to make it absolutely
You're saying
clear
you're
here,
not.
folks.
Are you saying you're not in front of all these people?
I am saying I do not blog. I put governing board videos on YouTube.
You don't
It's a-
communicate with bloggers.
I do not
You
blog.
don't- you do not
Period.
communicate
I
with
have-
Dan Ricker.
Would you finish? Say again?
You don't communicate with Dan Ricker, a
Listen,
blogger.
Dan Ricker has been at meetings where all the PTSA has been, and he's asked us questions about the
You don't
complaint.
communicate with him?
I speak with him when I see
Okay.
him. And I'll speak to anybody that's willing. I speak to Mr. Heisen. He's from the Herald. You spoke to Mr. Heisen.
Anybody that's willing to bash this school, you speak to.
No. Anybody,
Why don't you admit that?
anyone.
Admit it.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, we must,
Listen, 1 second, please. I just want to make it absolutely clear. I don't blog, okay? The Facebook page that I do have is for an MMA school. That's it. I don't bash you. If I have something to tell you, I'll tell you to your face. Whatever I think, but we're not in that anymore. We used to be kind of friendly. Remember when you used to send me emails, which I still have? I wish I had more parents like you. Thank you for all the donations. You're great. Thank you, thank you. I can present them, but I won't. But I came here motivated. It was a great school. I came here to be part of any solution that I could be. And you know that as well as everybody else here. I did the best I could to fundraise, to everything, because I have a legitimate interest in this school. My legitimate interest is that my daughter attends this school. I used to love it here. Octavio and everybody that was here was a great program, great teachers, and it seems to be falling apart again. I believe this will be like the 7th acting principal.
There you go. There you go.
It's falling apart because people
There
don't
you
have
go.
money.
There you go.
Because people don't have the ability to do things. Have you spoken to Bill? You probably haven't. I've spoken to Bill Machado. I'd be happy to bring Bill Machado in and talk to us. I'm sure he'd be happy to share the facts.
What about Mr. Tamayo? And Mr. Tamayo, I'm sure.
I don't know Mr. Tamayo.
I do.
How about all the teachers who have left? They'd be happy to come in here and we can have a big public discussion.
When
We're
you look,
only talking about facts.
Yeah.
Facts, facts, facts. That's it. That's it.
So why do you believe that those people left?
Bill Machado left because he was pressured by C.C. Hollivan. C.C. Hollivan was making his life impossible at this direct direction of Mr. Manuel Alonso. He was doing his job, and in fact, things, for example, the issue with the books, there's a whole trail of Machado asking Alonso for money, and Alonso not providing it. The monies for the books...
That is false.
They were having an argument as
That
to
is
whether the
false.
monies for the book should be paid out of the funds that are sent by these fees, these student fees that are actually improperly collected. That Alonso was telling Bill that he had to pay for the books out of that, not out of the funds that are received from Miami-Dade County Public Schools. There were other teachers who were then fired. Those were the ones who actually supported the PTSA. They were fired. It's likely a violation of law, but I don't think we're going to push that one. And then a lot of other teachers have left because of all of the horrible circumstances of this thing. There's tons of that would be more than happy to share all this information. And that's not looking at the operational things. They're all in the complaint to CSO, which are basically focused only on the documents that have been provided, the financials, all the corporate filings, the minutes. Any documents that have been provided, those are the only things that have been raised.
So I would think that this is the only school in today's economic environment which has no books or has trouble with turnover because the teachers...
70% turnover,
I-
100%.
But how is that relevant? How is that relevant?
You don't know the
Well,
history.
I'm just
because-
curious as to how it's relevant.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to understand.
Well, you need to go do the homework, like you
It's
said.
not
you would.
representative of what's going on in public schools.
It's called an outlier.
Miami-Dade County today. This is not representative, if that's what you're asking.
Where does your daughter go to school?
My son.
Bill's son.
My son went to this school,
No, he
graduated.
Good. In better times.
It sounds that way.
That's the sad reality.
Well, the sad reality and truth is this. In reality, I really don't care what's going on in the other schools unless I have a child in one of those other schools. What I care about is what's going on in
No,
this
I understand
school.
that. I guess the reason I asked
Okay.
the question is this, is if there are many, many, many schools, because of the budget crunch, that don't have books, then why would you expect that this school has books? Again, I don't know any of the facts. I'm just saying, that's just not a valid question.
Let's not talk to him. We're
Yeah, no,
consuming
but each-
unnecessary time.
Each school, a charter school has its own budget. One of the things that you budget for in a charter school is books and teachers and those types of things. It's within the responsibility of this school to provide those books.
Well, I understand, but I'm
Here.
sure it's the responsibility of every school to provide books. I can't imagine it being
But a
otherwise.
charter school
But
is
if there are
different than other
insufficient-
schools. A charter school, the only people who are responsible for making sure that books are provided are the people that were sitting at this table.
Well,
Can I answer that?
Is that true, or is it simple?
Can I-
Isn't a charter school simply get its funding by the number